You guys waited long for this, and I'm really sorry for the delay, but it's finally here, the updated tier list with all the units and a little bit more, aka the tier list for July 2023. I'm Kazuma Gaming, and let's get right into this. So first up, as I said before, I used the tier list where I already made a video about as the base for this tier list and already did all the rearrangements. The beautiful tool I normally have is not up to date yet. I need some other stuff for that to work it again. So for now, you need to live with that. I'm sorry, but this is the best I can offer you right now. But this should still work really well because I also have my beautiful dog on the side. And if you haven't checked it out, there's a YouTube video on it as well on YouTube called the Konosuba fantasticdays Encyclopedia. So, you know, check it out, download the dog and wait for the update. But yeah, I want to go over all the changes I have made, all the units that came out in this month and are coming out, which includes, of course, anniversary banners, and give an explanation on why I moved stuff around and ranked stuff around. So we start at the top, and at the top are two new units in the meta unit and on and off element tier list, aka the S tier or whatever I call it, not sure. And these are, of course, Fes Yunyun and Fes Iris, the two upcoming units for anniversary. Let's start with Fes Iris. Fes Iris is probably one of the most selfish units we actually have, but in exchange for that, her own personal damage is just nuts. If we take a quick look at her kit, she, of course, has a really cool passive trait, gives her not only 7% physical attack, but also 7% neutral damage. You might be wondering why neutral damage, because she's a light unit. We'll get to that in a second. First up, basic, that gives a self tier 1 physical attack buff, which is nice, but nothing too crazy here, but still good, don't get me wrong. Then we have her skill 1, which is self gauge charge by 30%. And it has HP scaling, so it can deal up to 219% damage, which is really high damage number. And 30% self-gauge, plus, you know, maybe a gauge sub, gauge earring, the fact that you do an action itself, maybe kill another unit and stuff like that, can give you easily 50% gauge or more. So that alone can half charge your ultimate. Then we have the second skill, which is probably even more nuts in my opinion. And that is a self tier 3 light and neutral elemental buff. Yep, that's right, this is our first tier 3 buff. And not only does the skill give one elemental buff, it gives two light and neutral. And back to the point why she has a neutral passive trait. Keep in mind, Iris has two ultis. First up, she has a light AoE ulti, which is of course really good on light arenas, especially her ulti 1 version 2 with the heal to keep your units alive. But she also has a really strong ultimate 2, especially her ulti 2 version 2, which is a guaranteed crit with 442% damage multiplier, or at least at max level. And that actually makes her really good in off-element arenas. Keep in mind, all off-elemental damage is reduced right now. So we done the old arenas, we are back up to normal. Off-elemental damage gets reduced, and that means neutral ultis actually get more benefit because they work in every arena. And with these two skills alone, you can use Iris as a really strong stat 4 unit. If she comes in with like, I don't know, 10-12 seconds left, she can use her elemental buff. She can then use her gauge up. With these two skills, she should be able to ulti with the proper setup and just get one last ulti crit in, which is insane. Or if there is, for example, an arena where you only can use physical units, she can be used. I ran her in Dark Arena before alone thanks to her ulti 2 because the damage is that strong. She has insane damage in that regard. She also has insane AoE arena damage. I know we don't have AoE arenas yet in global, but they will come eventually. So that's also one of her most best ranks. But again, she will fall off sooner than later because she is a selfish unit, and the moment we have better DPS units than her, you don't use her. But for now, at the current state of the game, she will be really strong. And then we come to the second unit, which is Fes Yunyun. Probably the second strongest unit we have in the game right now. First up, look at the passive trait. 50% gauge fill rate and 5% magic attack boost. She's instantly a top tier support unit, like for example Fes Aqua, that you can slot on every mage unit. It's just too good. Then she has the light basic that deals bonus damage if the enemy has a debuff, for example Red Shred, you know. And if we look at her skill 2, she can apply a tier 2 Red Shred. What convenience. Also, HP condition up to 205% damage, single target skill, really good. You can also see the duration of the Red Shred is 12 seconds, and her skill cooldown is 18 seconds. So you only need 6 seconds of CDR to have a permanent rest shred. And if we look at her other skill, her skill 1, it's an AoE skill that deals, for an AoE skill, 166% damage if the enemy's debuff is really strong, gives you a 4-second CDR. So even without any additional support, she only has a 2-second downtime on her Red Shred, which is just insane. Keep in mind, her ulti 1 version 2 is still really strong, buffs your whole team, is good damage, that just makes it the perfect assist. Even when mages are not good, she saw use in light. Even off element in JP so far, she saw use. She's versatile, she can pretty much be used anywhere. It's one of the best Red Shred teams we have. Even off element again works really well because she can buff Red Shred, CDR. What else do you want more from again? She's really strong. That's the reason why they are ranked so high. Okay. Then we come to the meta units on and off element. The first new unit that you see in here is Eyepatch Megu. And you probably heard before, you already heard of her. She's of course also limited. Don't get fooled, she's a limited even though she doesn't have any kind of special outfit though. She wears 2 eye patches, guys, so it's a special outfit, okay? No complaints here. The big part about her is a kit. So first up, she has a debuff block. Second of all, she has a 4-second CDR skill with HP condition to actually pretty decent damage numbers. And these 2 alone makes her better than most other Megus we have. Why? Currently, if we need debuff block, we need an on-element debuff block, which works fine, but it's not always the best choice per se. For example, last Light Arena, we needed to use Mia because we needed a debuff block for the first round. If we didn't need that, we could have used other units, we could have used other teams, but there was no way to 100% reliable make the unit faint without running like a level 1 Halloween Mia for the debuff block and then pray she gets hit by the boss and dies. That funky stuff can work, but it's unreliable. And here comes this Megu in. You can charge her pretty easily, like give her 1 or 2 kills, I don't know. Give her like full gauge support, for example, Fast Yunyun and other gauge units. Give her gauge earrings, and she should be able to ult right away. So you can just use her, go to the boss, tank the debuff with her, and for the other units, of course, insta-explode, make room for your other unit to come in, and then get the buff from the other units on the field. Of course, her ulti will not deal that much damage, because she has no self-buff, but since we have off-element resistance, her ulti doesn't do that much damage anyway. So this doesn't matter, and with that, she's just that good of a debuff blocker. Also keep in mind 4-second CDR for your other units to get your skills back up, that they use the wave clear and stuff like that, is also really good. Though, of course, in Fire Arena, if you purely go for damage, Fast Megumin most of the time is probably better, unless you need the debuff block. What other stuff did change up here? I pushed Schoolrin up here because right now she's pretty much on element speed boost provider for light. There are other units that you can run, for example, Fast Chris works really well with Fast Yunyun and Fast Iris because you need some CDR and Fast Chris provides that, but you can still run her as a speed boost provider, and she's one of the best in that regard that we have on element. So with that said, you know her kit, I talked about it in the banner preview. She's up there, pretty solid. And I think that was the only unit up there. Down, strong unit here moved a lot. First up, Darkness moved down. Not because she got weaker, but she got power crept. Again, we have a new speed burst provider with Rin. We have Yunyun, which is meta for all light teams. We have Iris, which is pretty much meta for all light teams. There's just no place for her. You can still run her with, for example, Yunyun, Iris together as a speed unit and stuff like that, but there are just bad alternatives at that point. It's sadly the case. We also have Electro Darkness here. She's a good, as I said before, slot 4 unit to come in, but not really like a front unit. That's why I can't put her higher. Snow Chris also works decently enough. She is a strong unit, but like not meta or top of the meta, whatever you want to call it. We saw it last Electro Arena. You could use her, but Kazuma running was just better. I also moved up Valentine Cecily from the sub tier because she can be used to the same power level that you can use the 3-star Xmas Cecily. If your Valentine Cecily is maxed, I think she should be a little bit better than Xmas Cecily, but for most free-to-plays and low spenders or just people who didn't pot her, Xmas Cecily should be better and she's still a great support, but you can use her. Again, all the units are up here now that got their ulti 2, version 2, and her ulti levels like 3-star Cielo's up here because they are just really good units now. Last new unit up there is School Cielo. Again, she's good, but with the fast units coming around, there's also no slot for her unless you like really need her as a healer. But then again, we have Fes Iris with ulti 1 version 2 to heal, and yeah, on the good units if you lacking meta units or can be used in niche cases. I moved 2 Lias here, the 4-star OG and the 3-star Valentine one, because they are, with the new ulti 2 levels, pretty decent damage dealer. Of course, they're like not the best out of best, but you can still use them to great success. More so the 3-star, I think, versus single target, and the 4-star once we get AoE arenas, but either one can still work if you need those. And here's, by the way, still fast with, even though we use it right now, but that's the niche case I move with this tier. If the arena is like full physical block and you really can't use physical units, you can use it, but then again, even physical units can do decent right now, so it's not like you 100% need her. Okay, let's scroll down. The sub-tier list got a new Kazuma, 4-star Kazuma. You're probably wondering who's that. That's the welfare we get from the 2nd anniversary. Yes, there will be a video with all the upcoming stuff about 2nd anniversary dropping soon, so maybe like and follow for that so you don't miss out, and be prepared for Anni. And I think these are all the changes. So yeah, small update. The next tier list update for next month shouldn't take too long after the new month dropped. So, again, sorry for the delay, but I hope this helps you out. You'll find this whole image down in the video description, or of course in my doc. There will be a full update to the doc, probably on Friday or so when I have time to fix it. But yeah, I hope this helps you out. If it did, remember, like, subscribe, maybe join me as a member to get early video access, and last but not least, get mentioned if you support me enough. And with all that help, you allow me to make more and better guides, and more frequently with just more quality and more depth. So feel free to join if you want to and can. If not, that's also totally fine. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next one. Bye bye.